I just wanted to quickly say, if you are watching after the fact, please do feel free to skip ahead to the start of qualifying, as I've got a few things to sort out before I get the stream underway. Thank you. Right, there we go. Hello, welcome. It's Tuesday. That can only mean one thing. Tier 2's back. Welcome. Um, wow. Right, I need to get myself sorted out properly because I'm still on my PC, sorting out YouTube stuff, which I've done. I've not even shared the stream around yet. What am I doing? How can people watch the stream if I don't share it around? Silly me. That won't take long. Bam, copy, paste. There we go. Bam. And AP's already done it for me, legend. Right then, let me tab over and I will select spectator view for everybody so they can get started up and ready to go. I will then open up my phone for some live chat. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't know, I guess I'm tired. Oh wow, already 22 comments. Crikey. I don't know, I guess I'm tired. Oh wow, already. Right. Hello MX, hello Ghost, hello AP, hello Integrity Gaming, Aaron, Max Gamer, Daniel King, Alex Jakes, welcome all. It should be a very exciting race that we've got in store here around one of my favourite circuits. So yeah, let's hope it all goes on as I may as well segue into this as this intro. So hello and welcome back to APPF1 Tier 2 Championship with me, Sumo Gilligan. Tonight we pick up where we left off for round 2 around the streets of Singapore and its beautiful skyline backdrop. 5.063 kilometres and 23 corners make up a lap here at Marina Bay, which will see the drivers push to the limits of concentration as they navigate the tight twisting corners of this circuit. Last week we saw drivers tackle the Red Bull Ring, which saw a thrilling qualifying from Haras and Sarsok on debut, who could not quite transfer that success to the race as MX went on to win, and a Hephaestus Arm earned himself a well-deserved podium. Tonight's action should entail more of the same, and I'm glad to say that APPF1 Tier 2 is now sponsored by Positive Perception Media Design Products, a graphic designer with a passion for sim racing who has over on his Instagram got a lot of awesome looking livery designs. So please go over there and check out his Instagram and leave a follow, as I'm sure he will I'm sure he will appreciate it. Now that the intro's out of the way, let's get into qualifying and see how the drivers get on, shall we? Right, let's get that all sorted. Bam. Ginger's the barriers around the corners. I'm sure if he does that, I don't think he'd be finishing the race. And he'll bring out the safety car, which I think we might see a couple of appearances from tonight. Singapore can catch a few drivers out. Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody manages to finish the race. But we will have to see as Jackalacco, MX and Fish Tech make their way out onto the circuit for the first time tonight. Let me get all of these enabled for you guys. Awesome, there we go. Right then, it's that time. Start qualifying. I want those pole predictions. Maybe even a top 3 prediction as well, perhaps. Let's see who's up there. Could be anyone's tonight. I know MX is a fan of this circuit as I am, as a certain long-time member of the community is as well. I won't say his name, he might get too excited that I've shouted him out on stream. What is the weather forecast? AP, I wish I knew. But it is on dynamic, of course, so we could possibly see rain here. Singapore has been a wet one before. Amazing podium with a great drive. We're riding on board with him now as he's getting ready for his hot lap, so we'll talk you through a lap of Singapore while we ride on board with him. Pommy Alex a pole. Okay. I'm going to put my money on a couple of the debutants from last week. I'm going to go Harass pole, pointing him on the first row, and then I'll go MX for third, and Sorsok fourth. As Jacko gets himself ready for his hot lap then. As he comes across the line, he's a little bit laggy, but that's okay. He's going to run all the way up to turn 1. Tight, twisty section of corners here. So you've got 1, then 2, then immediately sharp braking for 3. Corner that can catch many people out, and if you run wide there, you don't have a great time. As you go for the short run down to turn 4, onto Raffles Boulevard now as we go underneath all the signage, and is that a bridge? I think it's a bridge, or a hotel perhaps, as we go through turn 5, and then a very heavy braking zone for turn 6, which is the end of a DRS straight and one of the many overtaking opportunities, and then through turn 7, a sharp 90-degree corner, and then turn 8. Yes, turn 8. Or is that turn 9? It might be turn 9. Turn 10, another sharp corner into another twisty section of corners for 11, and then coming down to the hairpin. That was 12. There's 13. QB maybe getting in the way a little bit, but that's fine. For the second DRS straight now, we're going to come down here. Another overtaking opportunity if you can set your exit up on the hairpin right as you come into another heavy braking zone around another 90-degree corner. As we come into sector 3 now, twisty 90-degree corners make up the majority of this section. As we go right, as we go left, careful not to hit the wall on the exit there, and you want to get as tight as you can to that apex as you go under the grandstand, and left right again with another right hand and then another left hand corner to bring you on to the final corner of this section as fast as you can through that corner. Keep the foot in if you're there, all the way up to the line with Jackalacco setting a 1:36.2 as the opening pace. His teammate not far behind him, who has invalidated his lap, so he will be coming in for that. Is that MX coming across the line next? Yes, it is. MX, very fast driver, my teammate for Tier 1. Can he get up there? Yes, he can, at 1:35.7. So already getting well ahead of the group. Who is next across the line? It's an Alfa Romeo of Emiliano, who hasn't managed to invalidate, so he's going to set a lap time. It's going to be a 1:37.9, so quite a gap between drivers at the moment. But there is plenty of time left, as S-Man should be the next driver on the hot lap. Yeah. I think every session there's going to be a significant mess for Bluey to clean up, as S-Man has invalidated his lap. That is a shame for him. Let's see, we're right on board with Pommy Alex then, who has invalidated his lap. A lot of invalidations. We're going to see that a lot tonight, I think, as TTV Max, he's going to start his lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. Gilbert looks like he's on a lap, so we'll see how he gets on through the final few corners here as he twists right, twists left, comes all the way up to that fast left-hander. Up to the line, what can he do? He's going to put it up into the 1:37.1s then, so he's going to go for P3 for now. As Aaron, the admin for Tier 2, one of the admins for APPF1, long-time member, as he goes slowest at the moment, but there's plenty of time. There's a stray wheel on the circuit. I don't know if you guys saw that. I definitely did just now. Let's see, who's that? Is that another? Is that QB? That is QB. What can he do? 1:41.3. Not a great lap from him, so he'll want to be improving. Never done that before. You've DNF'd? When did that happen? I completely missed that. Oh, mate, commiserations for you. There's still plenty of time for you to get yourself out there, so don't worry about it too much. Don't beat yourself up about it. There's no points for qualifying, of course, so anything will happen. Well, let's run on board with TTV Max then, as he's coming through to finish his lap. Oh, little tap on the wall there as he gets a bit of a tank slapper coming out of that left-hander there, but he's gonna come around the next chicane. Come through one more little chicane there. Singapore is a tough circuit for people who don't really enjoy street circuits all that much. It's not very forgiving, as TTV Max finds out by invalidating his lap time there on qualifying. That must be what's left of Jacko's car, perhaps, that wheel there. I don't know where you... not Jacko, Pommy Alex there. You'll have to let me know what happened, dude. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's definitely time for the race. Well, there's definitely, he's still got the race to look forward to, so I wouldn't write himself off that easily. Source Sock is that. Yeah, he's out on track now. He's invalidated. So a lot of invalidations already. As I was saying, Singapore, there isn't a lot of room for error. If you make a mistake, I don't know. I think Baku has a certain. I think Baku has a certain amount of room for error in terms of, I mean, a lot of it's high speed, so of course if you do crash then you are out, but Singapore, the barriers in a lot of the places are very close, as Max finds out there meeting barrier on the exit of the hairpin. But I think Singapore, you have to be so precise, so on it with all of your braking points, your apexes, your exits, your entries, that, you know, one little mistake, one, you know, 1 millimeter over the line and you've invalidated your lap, or you've got yourself a penalty, or you've hit a curb that you shouldn't hit and you've got to spin. It is a shame. I mean, Singapore is the best. I mean, I think Baku is my... Oh, I don't know, it's tough. I think Baku and Singapore hold a special place in my heart for circuits. I'm fast around both, and I do enjoy racing at both. So I don't know. So RJ Blair is also out of qualifying, I've just noticed as well. That is a shame for him, but so he'll be joining Pommy Alex on the back of the grid, assuming that other drive. Well, he should be on the either whether they finish, whether they make a lap, put a lap in or not. As Ginger Prince comes out, fan favourite of course. Everyone wants to see Ginger Prince do well, get himself up onto the podium. I believe I'm a supporter of Ginger Prince, have been from day one. But no, I think in terms of street circuits, though, Baku and Singapore both have their own sort of things to like about them. The things that make them special. Like Baku, really fast, really fun circuit to drive, and Singapore, it's just a challenge, isn't it? I just love how flowing each corner is and how on it you have to be. And I mean, for somebody who gets distracted easily, it's very easy not to make a mistake. Right, let's have a look then. Let's see who is out on a lap. Close Panzer there, he's getting ready on a lap. Let's see what Hephaestus is doing. The man who got himself a well-deserved podium last race. Doesn't look like he's on a fast lap there. Looks like he might be on a cool down perhaps. He may have invalidated the last one. Monaco is not alright. No. You know what Monaco is alright for? A procession. That's what Monaco's alright for. Jackalacco coming out and setting another a faster lap, going on for a 1:35.4 there, pimping Max for provisional pole at the moment. The Soul Sock comes in with a 1:35.2, pimping Jackalacco down back into P2 there, MX down into P3. Harass is yet to set a lap. Let's ride on board with him then, as he gets ready for his lap, which he's got a little bit of time. Let's see if we can find anyone else. How about the other Haas then of Close Panzer? He's coming through sector 2. Very twisty corner, very important to get it right. He's going to go for the medium tyre, which is an interesting choice. I mean, it might help him out later in the race, so the alternate strategy could come into play here. Monaco is brilliant for no rules races. As last night we had a lot of fun, especially me. I had a lot of fun creating my own little roadblock. As MX goes for a 1:34.9, first driver to venture into the 1:34s. Well done to him. I'm sure there's plenty of drivers yet to venture into that territory, as Close Panzer could be one of them as he makes his way through sector 3. There is a yellow flag in sector 3 here. There's a ghosted Gilbert. Does he have damage? I don't know. We'll see in a moment as Close Panzer comes in. Says a 1:37.1 as Gilbert goes for another spin in the background then as he's trying to set up a hot lap. That's not going to do his tyres any good. His lap is invalidated now. Let's check back in with Jackalacco, who is coming into the pits. Somebody I was going to follow for a lap. I think it was Harass, who is getting ready. It's Emiliano there. He's out on his lap. Let's check in with his teammate Ginger, who's about to cross the line. Where can he get the car? There's a 1:40.1. Not the greatest lap, but there's always time to improve. Well, not always time, but there's time to improve for him. As we now ride on board then with the last week's pole sitter, Harass, as he comes through Sector 1 onto Raffles Boulevard now into the first of the 2 DRS zones. He's going to come down here full throttle all the way down. Brake as late as you dare at the 50 board there and get as close to that apex and ride the curb on the exit and just keep it nice and tight through this sector now. You want to You want to get as close to the apexes without touching them, for the most part. Alright, AP. Sleep well, pal, and I hope you enjoy watching the stream back later. I hope these guys give us a great race for you to watch after a long, hard day at work. So Harass then, he's going to come down, he's going to start his way through Sector 3. The twisting corners of this sector can catch many drivers out. Get on the curbs if you're there. Don't touch that wall on the exit there. As close as you want to get to that wall. Right, get on the curb a little bit perhaps. It could have been a bit tighter there, but that's alright. He's going to come, bring it through. He's going to come charge all the way down to that left-hander, and he's going to bring it in the pit lane. So, not perhaps the lap he wanted then. Perhaps a bit messy for Harass. Ginger Prince on an in-lap there. Aaron making his way out for what would be his final run, I'd imagine. Not really been following too much. Her face is set to 137.2. Is qualifying. I think he might be out on a lap, maybe. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm trying to just see who's about to cross the line, really. Ginger Prince. Okay, he's on a lap. Out lap. Oh, I'm not sure anymore. TTV Max, is he out on a lap? Looks like he might be. Faced us, I think he's on an in lap. Closed Panzer, he's coming through Sector 3. Fish Tech in Sector 2. Jacko's in the pit lane. So we'll watch Closed Panzer then, as I think he might be coming in. I don't know, let's keep an eye on it as he comes through Sector 3 then. He's got that cool Netherlands helmet. I can't remember the guy's name. Yeah, he's going to jump into the pit lane. Gilbert starts a hot lap then. Hopefully this time he can get around the circuit without spinning, so we'll keep an eye on him. Faces must be on a slow lap then. Max comes across. 149 must not have been a fast lap for him. Ginger Prince, is he on a fast lap? Casper Ackerman, that's it. Thank you, Max Gamer. Hello, Sonic. Welcome to the stream, man. Hopefully Harass can set a lap. I don't think he was very satisfied with the lap he did last time. Well, the lap he attempted for the first time. So we'll see how he gets on. God. It's QB. What's that Red Bull up to? He's just parked it there. He better not park for too long, or the game will penalise him for that. Ginger Prince going to make his way into the pit lane then. What's Aaron up to? Aaron's on an out lap, so let's ride on board then with the admin in the Aston Martin as he's going to come through Sector 1. Let's watch him. Nice clean run through there. Don't get too greedy on that curb, otherwise you will get caught out by it. Nicely done through through turn 3, through turn 4 and up to turn 5. Nice clean run through there. Yes, of course. To get as close to that wall as humanly possible for the best exit or launch down the corner. He's going to come then to finish off Sector 1 and into Sector 2. Nicely done through there. Nice and tight to the apex. There we go. He's just tapped it there. Getting right over to the right hand side for then cutting in left. And now time for the twistiest part of Sector 2. Quite fiddly this part. This corner can catch you out if you're not careful. We saw an amazing battle through that section of the track. I think it was in 2019 between I think there was Lance Stroll, Danny Ricciardo, Lando Norris, maybe one more driver as well. It's great stuff, great racing to watch as Aaron now comes into Sector 3. Max's Red Bull pulling over for him. He'll be saying thank you very much for the courteous getting out of the way from Max there as Aaron comes under the grandstand and gets on that apex, getting ready to finish off this lap then. Can he get himself up on the front row with the likes of MX and Sorsok? No, he's invalidated the lap. That is unfortunate for him. He looked like he was about a second off the lead there. Oh, so wow, I've been missing a lot of stuff here. Watching Aaron, so that was his final run. Let's see where Sorsok is. Jackalacco, he's coming for the final sector. How about Gilbert? Where is he? Is S-Man going to cross the line before him? Yes, he is. So what's S-Man going to do? It's going to be 136.9, so it's good enough for 6th place. How about Gilbert? He's pulling into the pit lane. All right, then. Jackalacco has invalidated. No, that was Fish Tech. Jacko comes across the line, 135.1, so not able to pit Max then. As Harass comes across, it's only P3 for Harass then. My favourite for pole position, not quite getting himself there. How about who else is out on circuit right now? Is that QB out on circuit? No. Wait, is he? Yes, he is, but he has invalidated his lap. That's a shame. Aaron invalidated his. I think that's qualifying done for him, perhaps, unless he puts one more in. Which I'm not sure he can, so I think it leaves Emiliano and Sorsok, who comes across the line. No, I think that's going to be it, unless Emiliano can pull a blinder of a lap out of the bag. Not quite, he's going to knock Hephaestus' arm down to P10. And Aaron, I think that's the last of qualifying. I don't think he can actually set another lap. So that is going to be qualifying then for Singapore. MX with a great time of a 134.9 has chucked it into pole position there. I think I missed a lot of the laps there. I must have been the tiredness. I was too busy looking at the timing boards rather than the minimap to see what was actually going on. 134, what? 134, it's possible. Definitely possible. I mean, Max has proved it there. Right, I'm going to go quickly grab a cup of tea. But there's the results. There's MX on pole position then, and joining him on the second row is Jackalacco. Then we have Harass and Sorsok being demoted into P3 and 4 after an amazing performance in qualifying around the Red Bull Ring, and Fishtech rounding off the top 5. We're then going to have Close Panzer, Gilbert, S-Man, Emiliano and Hephaestus Arm closing off the top 10, with TTV Max, Aaron, Ginger Prince, QBV coming as the back, as making up the 11th, 12th, 13th, or 14th, with RJ Blair and Paul Alex not able to finish the qualifying session. Right then, Emiliano, yeah, he has put out a great lap. Right, I'm going to be very, very quick. I'll be back in just a moment for hopefully by the time the formation lap gets going. Right, there we go. I am back. Sorry about that. Got to have a cup of tea before a race. It's got to be done. Right. So then the racing... Hopefully the racing is just as exciting as it was last week. Singapore, it's not a lot of places to overtake, but you can definitely race there if you're careful enough. If you give the drivers the space that they so rightly deserve. There we go, right then. So MX is going to lead us round for the formation lap then. It's going to be closely followed by Jackalacco. These two I could really see as championship rivals. So let's hope they have an interesting battle on track. It's going to definitely be a battle of strategies tonight, I think, as drivers are going to look to be making up ground in the pit lane. Harass and Sorsok there. Not quite matching their qualifying performances from last week, but don't rule them out at all. They've both seemed to be very fast drivers from what I've seen. Fishtech, he has been up there from time to time, especially through pre-season, so let's hope to see him doing well. Close Panzer didn't have the best of races last week, but I'm sure he'll be looking to make amends for that. Gilbert coming in as a reserve for the McLaren team tonight. Let's hope he can do well. What else have we got? We got S-Man here in the Mercedes. He'll be looking to get himself up there, get a good result. Hopefully following the footsteps of his old teammate Hephaestus from the sprint seasons. Emiliano, great qualifying from him, so let's hope he can have a great race to match that performance. Hephaestus, I mean, we've seen him claim a podium in the first round, so let's hope he can do it again, eh? Is he not wearing his helmet? His avatar's not wearing his helmet. That's really bizarre. Anyway, we've got TTV Max, very good defensive driver. I've been stuck behind him for lap after lap. And speaking of drivers and stuff, let's get that on so we can have a look at the tyre choices. As Max, Aaron, Ginger Prince, QBV, RJ Blair, and, well, Pommy Alex all going for harder compounded tyres. Pommy Alex going for the hards, so he's going to be looking to go long into this race and go on to the medium, go on to the soft tyres at the end. So there's the strategy saying it'll be medium, medium, soft, or medium to hard for most of these guys, except for those who started in the top 10. They'll probably be going soft, hard, or soft to medium. So we'll have to keep an eye on these alternate strategies then as we start to line up on the grid. Oh. Second corner pile up. No. It'll be third corner. Oh. Right then. We're almost ready for those 5 red lights. Hopefully we don't get a stalled start as we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's lights out, and once again we don't get going straight away. I'll have to look into that, but there we go. Then it looks like MX is going to get a good start off of the rest. He's going to jump Jackalaka. Harass is going to go round the outside of Jacko to try and claim P2. They're going to go wheel to wheel. No, Harass is going to go around the outside and get the position, so well done to him. Fish Tech getting swamped by Gilbert and Closed Panzer there, dropping down a couple of places off the start. It looks like there's a bit of contact there between Fish Tech and Emiliano, but Emiliano gets up. Doesn't look like there's any damage. That's Farsi. Oh, excuse me. S-Man getting up past RJ Blair. Sorry, I've got something in my throat. There we go, that's better. Right, this is some great starts in Harass, getting himself up to P2. He'll be looking to chase MX deep into this race, but Jacko will hopefully try and stay with him. Sorsok not too close behind then. Everybody really close on this first lap as Ginger Prince has dropped way back. Was he that far back? No, he wasn't then. Pommy Alex not getting the best of starts. RJ Blair getting a slightly better start. Aaron not getting it as RJ Blair, somebody was going. RJ Blair and S-Man go side by side. RJ Blair looking to go round the outside, but S-Man on those softer tyres, keeping the position. The face is getting past TTV Max as there's some, what the? It looked like he was in the wall for a moment. There's quite the battle going on here with the everyone aboard the S-Man train at the moment. Way back down here for P9. Right then, let's go up to the top then as people get across. Sorsok already getting a 3-second time penalty. That is a shame for him. Face just getting himself past S-Man. There's quite the battle going on here. Let's have a look at this. Let's watch the racing as Face still doesn't have his helmet on. I'm sure the race directors and the FIA won't be too happy with him. As Pommy Alex gets up past QB, so he's making up ground already on those hard tyres. He's got a bit of ground to cover now, as he's got to try and catch RJ Blair and the guys up in front. Not too much going on up ahead at the moment. Not too much going down. The battling seems to have calmed down a little bit, so let's go and check in on the leaders. MXN coming through the twisty sector 2, coming through to the hairpin. Harass still chasing. Jackalako not too far behind as well. Sorsok with that penalty, he won't be too happy with that. Gilbert's got himself up at the P5. That's a good start. Fishtech not having the greatest of starts at all. Pommy Alex still racing. He's got QB and TTV Max chasing him down. RJ Blair is going to go on the inside of S-Man once again. He's got the inside. I'm not sure what happened there, but there was contact. I think the stewards might be looking at that one later on. But it looks like S-Man has lost his wing. Yeah, he has got no ring. He's lucky to keep it out of the wall there, but that didn't look great from what I saw there. That was quite the incident. I'm sure the debris might be causing problems for some drivers, as S-Man is now going to be holding these guys up even more, but it'll only fall into the hands of Pommy Alex, who's going to gain another position off of S-Man's misfortune. Right then, let's try and focus a bit more on the leaders, as Close Panzer is right on the back of Gilbert, almost going into the back of him, pushing him through that corner then, as DRS is now active, so we're going to see the battles heat up a little bit now. As Close Panzer is going to go looking, on the inside. Is he going to get him under brakes? Yes, he is. They're going to go side by side for the corner. Gilbert runs out wide, but Close Panzer gets ahead. They're going to continue to go wheel to wheel into the next corner and continue. This is the kind of battling that I know is possible as Close Panzer gets up there through Sector 2. I can't quite remember what corner that is. It's quite confusing with Singapore because there's a lot of corner but not corners, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so S-Man and Pommy Alex and Aaron in the pits. Oh no, Pommy Alex must have got damage at some point. That is unfortunate for him. That is very unfortunate. Ginger way down in the order, hoping he can have a major recovery there, but it looks like he's got damage to his end plate there. Sorsok then looking to get himself up in the fight for P1 at the moment, as it looks like we're going to have a 4-car race for the lead of this race. Close Panzer will want to try and get himself on the back of his teammate so that the pair of them can challenge going into the race, as drivers now start to stretch their legs and get into a bit of a rhythm for the race. Yeah, the hards aren't great from the start. Like, you can't really make up a lot of ground. There has been some great racing there, as Jakalaka was in the wall. That is unfortunate for him. I didn't quite see what happened, but he's lost his front wing. That is going to be a long and grueling lap. He is not going to be best pleased with himself as he limps all the way back to the pit lane. That is unfortunate for him, as Fishtech is also in the pit. So Ferrari having a right mare, as it looks like Harass is trying to get himself past MX. So let's watch this battle as it unfolds. That is a shame for Jakalako, but that is the level of concentration that is needed from Singapore. If you're not concentrating for just that one moment, your whole race will come tumbling down. And Faye's just making up positions. He's just got past Jakalako there. He's obviously got no wing. So let's see if he can get on the podium again as we get later onto this race. No DNF so far, which is always good. No safety car so far, which is even better. I'm not sure if we are going to be graced with a wet race. It is a shame. A wet race would have thrown a spanner into the works for many of the drivers. But I'm sure we will see it, as that is Ginger Prince into the wall, it looks like, because he gets lapped. Or was that no, it couldn't have been Emiliano, because we're with the front pack. Unfortunate for Ginger then, as Harass is going to peel into the pit lane. He doesn't have any damage, so that's going to be a very early stop. Let's see what he goes on to, as that's quite an interesting strategy choice. He's going to pit very early for the medium tyre then, so he will probably have to stop again. But let's see how that gets him. He's going to lose a lot of positions. He's going to drop down from P2 to P8. So that is certainly a very, very early undercut. I wonder if anybody else reacts. There's a lot of position changes. There's a lot of other drivers seem to have reacted. Jakalako, of course, was in the pits already. TTV Max is coming to the pits. He's having a wing change as well. So Singapore is biting back against the drivers tonight. Emiliano having a great race thus far. He must love the streets of Singapore then, just as much as I do. Bluey's going to have a lot of mess to clean up tonight. And indeed on Friday for Tier 1. RJ Blair and Hephaestus on, battling it out for P6. Hephaestus has got himself a penalty. That is unfortunate for him. Is RJ Blair going to go for the send? No, he's going to think better of it. He's going to stay behind Hephaestus. He's going to follow him through. Let's see if Sorsok then can challenge MX as we come through to start lap 6. Getting close on exit. Looks like MX is going to peel into the pits though. Yes, he is. So he's going to respond to harass then. So we're going to be watching those times. Let's have a look at the gap if we can. Gap to leader, 25 seconds. So he should just about cover that off as he comes in. Nobody, a couple others, Close Panzer and Emiliano, following him in. So they're deeming this to be the time to be pitting in. Putting on a set of soft tyres, medium tyres, sorry, as he comes out. Right then, where is Harass? He's coming through up the start-finish straight. So it looks like they're going to be racing as they come out the pit exit. Max is going to be coming out now. There's Harass just going past the little blur of the black and blue Mercedes as he gets past. So the undercut just about working out for Harass as he gets past MX in the pit lane. Well, as he was coming out of the pit lane, not a lot of VRS on board Harass's car now. Max has got a lot to play with, so this is still a long race to go. And of course Max is going to have the freshener of the tyres. So this is still anyone's game. We'll have to keep a close eye on the timing boards as we go. Fish Tech trying to find a way past Emiliano back here. The closest battle on the track right now. Let's see how that gets on as Emiliano's got himself a penalty. Gilbert's got himself a penalty. Close Panzer's got himself a penalty. That's unfortunate, but at Singapore it is very easily done. That one tyre, just a millimetre over the line, is all there is enough. All there is between penalty and no penalty. Fish Tech then is going to open the DRS. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. It's not a very long run down into that corner there, so not quite going to get past yet. As RJ Blair gets past Gilbert, who has come into the pits, and so is Sorsok then. So everybody responding now to the getting on to the second stint of their strategy. So Harass puts in the fastest lap. Harass comes over, Max jumps as well. So they are the effective, well, the provisional lead goes to RJ Blair, but the effective race lead is on Harass as MX is catching him then. So we'll keep an eye on that as the gap closes down. Faces on Gilbert dropping down still. Fish Tech still on the back of Emiliano, still trying to find a way past him. Here's the Ferrari. 5-second penalty for Jakalaka for speeding in the pit lane. Race going from bad to worse then for the Scotsman. That is unfortunate for him as Aaron gets his way past MX, who peels off into the pit lane. That might be another wing change for him, as Fish Tech is getting ever closer to the gearbox of Emiliano. It's so hard to find a way past in Singapore. You've really got to hone your ability to get great traction off of the RJ Blair actually the highest placed of the alternate strategy runners, so he is having a great race considering that he did start in P15. Can Fish Tech get close enough this time? Emiliano is he's got a lot more ERS, but Fish Tech is gonna go for the move. He's gonna dive. There's an Alpine spins and they both go into the wall. That is a shame. That is damage for both drivers. That is horrendous. Well, not horrendous, but that is a unfortunate incident for the pair of them. Yeah, you've got to save ERS well round here. You don't really need to use it that often. You only really need to use maybe give it a press on the start-finish straight and along Raffles Boulevard, but that's about it. You don't really need that much ERS around Singapore. I'm surprised there's no safety car after that, or at least a virtual for the debris. But that is an unfortunate collision between Emiliano and Fish Tech. They were having a good race until that happened there. So not everybody proving that overtaking is possible, but believe me, it very much is. I hope everybody's enjoying the race. Singapore isn't the most enjoyable track in terms of on-track overtaking, but The strategy game being played at the moment is definitely interesting as RJ Blair looks like that's a Red Bull. Is that MX? That is TTV Max. He hasn't finished this race then. Let's see if I can catch it. What happened? It looks like he spun. I can't see his car. No, he's retired. His car's still going, but he's retired from the race. That is unfortunate for Max then. As what's happened to MX? He's dropped well off of the back of Harass there. Has he got damage? No damage, so he must have had a big incident there to drop well off the back of Harass. That is unfortunate for him. Sorsok is going to be right on the... I think he's dropped out of the lobby altogether. He is ghosted. It looks like he might have dropped out of the lobby maybe, or been having an incident. Yeah, he dropped out of the lobby. That is unfortunate to lag out at that time. But the safety car has come out to save his race for the most part. As it looks like Fish Tech is the second driver to not finish this race then. Looks like he's crashed out down at, I think that's turn 8. That is unfortunate, but that's going to throw a spanner in the works of many people. One of those people will sure be RJ Blair, who was hoping to go a little bit further into the race on those medium tyres. So let's see what everybody does as they come round to go into the pit lane. QB already in the pits. The leaders are going to have to come round again to get in. His pedals broke. I don't know. I mean, it is a common problem on F1 2021, as you found out on Friday, Ghost. That was unfortunate. Aaron's also going to hop on in. He's going to come in for some medium tyres. Right, let's have a look. Let's see what the leaders decide to do. So RJ Blair, he will still be leading this race after the on the safety car restart, as long as he doesn't get jumped in the pit lane. I think it's going to be hard to call this one. It was unfortunate for MX to have dropped out when he did, but he's back in the session now, so that so hopefully he can keep it there. Don't speed over that delta now. I dropped it trying to pit confirm. That's a bugger. That is a bugger. Trying to fiddle with the MFD and just dropping it. RJ Blair speeding in the pit lane. 5 seconds. Harass has stayed out then, so he hasn't deemed it worth coming in. So he's going to stay on those tyres. Sorsok is also going to stay out. So is MX. I don't know what's going on there. They were running side by side. Perhaps Sorsok was going a little bit too slow. But some drivers are not opting to pit. But RJ Blair is probably the sensible move for him. So he's going to be down in P5, just in front of Gilbert here. Everyone trying not to do it. Her face has still not got his helmet on. It's a very weird glitch. I've never seen that before. It's really funny. Oh dear. Thank you, Co-Masters. Well, we had it on for a moment and then it came off again. So the Alpine team must have forgotten to give Faces his helmet. 5 seconds for severe collision. So these two coming together under safety car. Does Sorsok have any damage? Doesn't look like it, but that is unfortunate. Coming together under safety car. Harass should be able to get that penalty removed. Depending on the nature of it. As Sorsok does it again. It's also running a little needlessly close to Harass there. You don't need to run that close to the car in front of you. Just make sure that you don't run into the back of them and you'll be fine. So MX is in a good place to get this win after the fact. If he can't get it on track, he'll definitely get it through penalties as long as he stays with the guys in front. But I'm sure every racer can agree that getting the win on track is much better than getting it under penalties. As getting it over penalties dampens the race. But anyway, let's have a look at the penalties. So 10 seconds for Harass, 6 for Sawsock, 5 for Close Panzer, 5 for RJ Blair, 3 for Gilbert, S-Man, Hephaestus, and Emiliano, and another 5 for Jackalacco, who I'm sure he'll be happy the safety cars come out. That could get him back into the race. Taras gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so he's coming in. He may get to serve those penalties he has. Perhaps. Yeah, he's going to serve those penalties he's got. And he's going to go onto the soft tyre. So it looks like he's going to go soft and medium. As Mercedes double stack as S-Man also comes in for a new set of mediums. Then Sawsock is now going to be leading this race. Aaron, I'm not sure how he's so far behind. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but sure. So I'm very tired today. Michael here, please stop the contact. Don't look at my emails during the race, Toto. Oh dear. Yeah, looks like the stewards are going to have a busy night tonight, I think. It's the nature of a street circuit, though. I'm sure every time a street circuit comes up in the calendar, the stewards batten down the hatches, as they, I suppose, getting ready for an influx of. No. I suppose with not a lot of overtaking and having a long old day at work today. I guess I'm just not in the same energetic mood, but I'm trying to do my best. Taking your advice sucks. Those barriers are fairly solid. Yeah. I could have told you that earlier. I think the safety car is coming in this lap. It looks like it's pulling away. I didn't see the message, but the safety car has gone on its merry way toward the pit lane. So we will be going back under green flag racing anytime now. So Sawsock is going to lead the pack through. MX being sandwiched by him and by Sawsock and Close Panzer there, the two Haas cars. It's not often you see them up there in real F1. So it's nice to see them up there, I suppose, even if the livery is horrible. So when will Sawsock punch it? Now there he goes. Sawsock is going to punch it. Is he going to catch MX sleeping? I'd say so, just a little bit. Yes, so Sawsock's going to lead the race again as the others all look to filter through. Is Gilbert going to go for a move on RJ Blair? Yes, he's going to look to the inside. He's going to cut across the curb at turn 1, and RJ Blair's going to keep the position. His teammate Pommy Alex just behind there. He'll be looking to get himself up onto the podium. So hopefully all goes well for him. MX not too far behind Sawsock. We'll keep an eye on that battle. Jackalacco will be looking to get himself back into the race. He's going to look to go round the outside of QBV as they come down to turn 7. Is he going to get him under brakes? QB's going to try, but Jackalacco runs out onto the curb and gets the position, so he's up into P8 now. Looks like Hephaestus is going to go and try and battle Pommy Alex here. Can he get anything coming up and down to turn 10? No, not quite. Any more battles on track? Let's have a look. Gilbert right on the back of RJ Blair still. These two are going to be fighting for a little while. They come into braking zone. Oh, that's a nice shot as the McLarens come close together through the braking zone. There goes RJ Blair. Gilbert, followed by Pommy Alex and QB and all the others. The gap's starting to spread out a little bit between the guys up front, so we'll watch the midfield action. As Hephaestus without his helmet is still looking to get up there. Hopefully he can get on the podium as another safety car is out, as that is S-Man in the wall back there. So that is the second safety car of the night. And yeah, there are a lot of moves. I think a lot of that is contributed to by the nature of Singapore itself. I think it is a hard track to overtake, so drivers are going to naturally try and overtake where they probably shouldn't. Harass is coming to the pits again then. So is he gonna go? He's going on to. He's gonna serve his penalty first, but it looks like he's going onto the hard tyre. So he'll be going to the end of the race on that tyre there. Unfortunately, Aaron in the pit lane again. He's serving a penalty as well. He's gone onto a set of mediums. So how many stops have people done? Got 3 stops for the likes of Harass and Aaron, so they'll be running low on tyres as we come into the latter stages as the race is neutralised once again. Well, not neutralised, stopped for the moment as the safety car leads the drivers around. Yeah, I mean, Singapore rewards patience. In the likes of the Sprint Championship, for example, I think I had a horrible one-shot qualifying, and I ended up starting in P17. And so obviously I'm starting at the back with a mixed group of drivers, so it's going to be quite a challenge to get through. But the idea is, you know, to gain positions here at Singapore, you have to obviously be patient. As the chances they will come, and if you make the right strategy calls and you've got the right pace, you can make up a lot of positions. So in that race, for example, I went from P17 to P4 by the end of the race, and that was through battling other drivers. That was through good pit stop strategy, good pace throughout the race. Like, you can't go for silly moves in silly corners. I think, let's take turn 7 for example, the corner at the end of the DRS straight of Raffles Boulevard, the first proper overtaking zone or spot from the circuit. If you're alongside out of that corner and yeah, if you're alongside another driver out of that corner and are going up along the outside, alongside it still into the next one, you can carry on racing. There's enough space there for 2 cars to go through, 100%. But let's say you're not that far behind. Perhaps you're, perhaps you're about 9/10 back, let's say, and you dive in, or you get a good run. You get a decent run into turn 8, but you're not close enough to go for an overtake because the defender's driving. You can't go for a dive, and you can't go for that audacious send, as Sweeney would put it. As 2 things are going to happen: you're either going to run out of space, and you're going to you're either going to hit the driver in front, take them out and yourself out perhaps, or you're going to have a meeting with Barry R. There's no other way around it. With tracks like Singapore and other street circuits, the having great patience throughout the race is the most rewarding part. So if you can work on that, let's say during the solo race, I mean, I know it's a bit different with the AI because they kind of allow you to race with them if you get close enough, but in leagues and in multiplayer races, you can't go making silly moves willy-nilly. And a lot of the drivers are being patient and are sort of sticking with it. MX is showing a great example of that. He's not he's not racing when he doesn't need to. He's sitting there without a penalty. He's gonna get the win if the grid stays like this with MX close enough. So it's yeah, but yeah, you're right. To go on a long tangent about being patient around Singapore and this, that and the other. Oh, well, I will refill my water on the next time, but Sorsok is going to go a lot earlier this time. So is he going to catch MX off? Yes, he has. He's caught him sleeping. MX did not expect him to go then. Closed Panzer is just on the back, so Haas looking for a really good result tonight, and hopefully they can get it. But we'll keep an eye on this as it unfolds. Any further battles going on? Yes, there is. Face-to-face is going side by side with Pommy Alex. Not quite getting the move done. Great racing between those two as Pommy Alex goes around the outside and keeps the position. So they're going to continue to fight down into turn 5 and take it on to Raffles Boulevard. Gilbert, is he still racing with RJ Blair? Yes, he is. But guess what? RJ Blair's racing now with Close Panzer as well. As there is a 4-car battle for third as Jack Alaco gets himself up past Emiliano and joins onto the back of this fight between Pommy Alex and her Face-to arm. So that'll be something to watch as we go into the latest, as we come into the midsection of this race now. Harass getting up past Aaron. Harass not having the best of times, but the guys ahead of him are going to have to pit, so he could make up a lot of ground with guys in the pit lane, so don't count him out at all. He is his race is far from over as he gets a nice run through the hairpin and up onto the outside of QBV for the next corner. He's going to claim the position and slot in front of him, and he'll be lining up Emiliano next, and possibly then joining on the back of the battle for P6. I see Gilbert getting close to the back of RJ Blair as QB has spun. That is unfortunate for him. I don't think he has a front wing. No damage for QB as far as I can tell. That's getting up past Emiliano. He'll be looking to chase on Jack Alaco. He's got some great pace. Does Harass. So a few little battles going on here and there. Emiliano diving into the pit lane. Gilbert still chasing after RJ Blair. Is he going to go for the inside? Yes, he is. Is he going to get the position done? He's just going to dive up the inside. No, not quite any contact between the two there. So that was some good clean racing. As Gilbert gets himself up into P4. Good race for the reserve driver tonight. Let's hope he can stay there. We'll have a look at the penalty situation again in a minute. A lot of them have been removed during pit stops here. It's Pommy Alex and a Face's arm still battle. This is a nice camera shot as we twist and turn through sector 2 down to the hairpin. As the Faces looks around the outside, not quite getting the move. Can he get a good exit? It looks like he can. As he's going to try and close up onto the back. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to look at the outside. He's going to think twice. And he's going to slot in behind. He's going to get a good exit. He's going to be sniffing again at the inside line, but he's not going to get it. As Pommy Alex is defending this well. As they come through sector 3 now. There'll be no overtaking opportunities here. So Faces will have to hope for DRS as we come onto the pit straight. Sorsok and MX running away a little bit from Close Panzer there. Close Panzer in no man's land a little bit. RJ Blair and Gilbert. Looks like Gilbert has fallen down the order. Looks like he's spun. No, he's coming to the pit lane, so there must have been some contact between him and RJ Blair back there. I'm sorry I missed that. I was watching Hephaestus as he goes up the inside of Pommy Alex. He's going to go wheel to wheel through turn 3, but Pommy Alex is going to hold it round the outside. Harass getting involved in the battle now. He's got up past Jack Alaco. He's going to go round the outside of Hephaestus. They're going to make some contact, but they're going to keep the cars going. They're going to be chasing after Pommy Alex then. He's going to have 2 cars coming at him for turn 7. This is incredible. Whoa, that was a huge crash for Hephaestus as he went right into the wall there. Losing his front wing. That's surely got to be a safety car. Oh, Hephaestus. Oh, don't take Aaron out. Oh. It's so unfortunate for Hephaestus as he was battling there with Harass and Pommy Alex. Oh, commiserations. He was lining himself up for a great race and possibly even a top 5 finish if he could get past Pommy Alex, but that's unfortunate. Alright, Harass now. He's going to go for the look around the outside. Pommy Alex going to squeeze him as much as he can. He's going to defend his position. He is defending for all he's got. He's elbows out all the way, making his car as wide as possible so Harass can't get past. But Harass will get past. It looks like he's got the pace. Oh, as Pommy Alex puts it into the wall. And Jackalacko chucks it in as well. Wow, this is unfortunate. Tommy Alex is out of this race. That is so unfortunate. And another safety car. Wow. Singapore really catching out the guys in Tier 2 tonight. There may not be a lot of overtaking. There's a few on-track battles, of course. But the real star of the show at the moment are the incidents as the 5th driver retires from... Is it 5th? Yeah, the 5th driver retires from the session tonight. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I really don't know. Tommy Alex having a I'm stupid moment there. Perhaps he outbroke himself and popped himself into the wall. Unlucky for Jacko as well. He just got himself back into the race. It doesn't look like he's going to lose much in the way of positions, so he should be okay to carry on racing, but it's certainly not his best day in the office, I will admit. Hephaestus, really unlucky for him. He's still not wearing his helmet. You guys aren't seeing this glitch, right? I mean, you should be. It's on my stream, but it's really funny. Oh, excuse me. Right then, well, since the race is once again briefly stopped, I'm gonna go refill my water, as very parched today. Reckon Aaron could win this, eh? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? As Close Panzer comes into the pit lane, what's he going to put on? For the server time penalty for 1. Pardon me. And put on some fresh mediums. A 3-second time penalty for Hephaestus. He's not going to want to rack up too many more of those if he's going to get himself back into the race. But yes, Aaron is situated very nicely to win this race at the moment, I suppose. There's penalties up here. Let's have another look at the penalty situation. 5 and 6 seconds for the guys ahead. And if Aaron can just keep it clean and get up past some of these guys, he can maybe challenge MX. MX doesn't have a penalty quite yet. But Harass has had some incredible pace. Yeah, that was a big old burp, Max Gamer. Abbey for the win, go Aaron. Yep. No pressure, Aaron. I'll touch wood. I don't want to commentate as curse it. I'll probably get banned or something. I don't know. Alright then, so we're going to wait for all the drivers to catch up. I think we'll restart this race probably on lap 20. So I hope you guys are enjoying so far. I hope my commentary isn't as it isn't lacking in any kind of entertainment value, and I hope I'm got as much energy as I can be. I'm doing my best right now. To keep the energy levels up. It's also must be getting frustrated every time he pulls a gap to MX as a safety car. Yeah, 100%. It is very frustrating when you pull a gap to someone, and the safety car does come out, and it means MX is just going to keep staying with him, and that's all he needs to do. He needs to stay with him and keep it on track, get no penalties, and that'll be a race win done and dusted. But Harass and Aaron might just have something to say about it. And don't forget about Jackalacco. He may have had an awful race at the moment, but he could also see himself on the podium later on. So this could be something that is heating up during this safety car. It's the battle, battle for the lead, of course, but the battle for the podium positions. As RJ Blair and Sawsock with those penalties may not see themselves on there. So Harass, Aaron and Jackalacco, these guys could be battling quite fiercely for a podium. So it looks like we are going to get racing any moment now. Rain in 10 minutes? Seriously? No way. Is that a joke, or is that actual? Are we seeing rain in 10 minutes? Somebody tell me, please. Safety car in this lap then. If we do have some rain, that'll be really interesting. That'll really spice things up. That's what Jeff was saying. Alright then, so we'll have to keep an eye out for the for those first drops of rain. Fingers crossed. The great neutralizer may grace us. You did? I must have missed that comment. Well then, Sawsock once again punching it very, very early, trying to catch Max off guard. Is it gonna? It's gonna work again this time. Max caught sleeping. RJ Blair is gonna be right on the back. So is Harass. So let's watch these guys then. As Sawsock pulls away from MX. Harass getting a bit shaky off of the corner. Must have cold tyres, but he manages to keep it going then. RJ Blair 4/10 off of the back of MX. MX will not want to let him pass at all. RJ Blair is on those hard tyres. He must have struggled to keep those warm, but he doesn't seem to be struggling at the moment. Right then, Harass then, he's looking for a way past RJ Blair. If he can get past, he can start challenging MX and Sawsock for the lead of the race. Harass getting a very good run into turn 10, but he's going to think better of it. He's going to just tuck in behind and follow RJ Blair through this twisty section. Jackalacco down there as MX got a bit, as Aaron got a bit swamped off the start there, so he lost the place to Jackalacco. So Jackalacco back in this race effectively. Effectively the podium is MX, Harass, Jackalacco. So Harass looking to make up for spinning out in the last laps. And there it is, there's those drops of rain. So yeah, you were right, Pommy Alex, we are going to see some rain. This could be interesting. So who's gonna bite the bullet first then? Who is gonna switch on to those intermediates first? That is the question. Graced with a wet race. I love Singapore. I love Singapore so much. Right then, Harass then, he's going to be looking for the inside on RJ Blair. Is he going to get it under braking? Is he going to try it? No. He's going to tuck it behind. Jackalacco going to follow them through. He's going to be looking to try and get him down Raffles Boulevard, I think. As the three of them go one by one down towards turn 5. Harass trying to get around the outside but not getting it as QB gets a penalty. Harass trying to tuck into the inside. Gilbert retiring from the session. Not a great time for McLaren this evening as the two go side by side. RJ Blair's run off the track, but Harass gets up there. Jackalacco looks around the outside. Can he hold the position? Yes, he can. He's going to go around the outside and get up into P4. Great overtake from Jackalacco there. Great racing from these three as Harass and Jackalacco look to try now to chase down MX and Sawsock for the race lead. MX just needs to keep it clean. He could have some great timing with this rain coming in. track is slowly getting wetter and wetter. As we go along, Aaron getting up past RJ Blair now as well. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to try and catch up with these guys ahead. Jack Alacco getting in as Harass has put it into the wall, I think. No? What has happened there? Yeah, he has. He must have put it into the wall as he's got no wing. So that promotes at the moment. Does it? No. That's the wrong one. I want gap. Leader. There we go. That's not quite going to promote Aaron into the top, into the podium. But if he can catch up onto the back of Jack Alacco and MX, then that will put Aaron onto P3 of the podium then. So the the commentator's curse. That's it. I'm getting kicked from the community. As Aaron goes around on the exit of turn 3 then. So the track started to lose grip as Jack Alacco is looking to get past MX. He's already caught up. So the Scotsman loving it out in these slippery conditions right now. I think drivers might have to come in for the intermediates any moment now, I think if they're going to come in, yeah, DRS goes. So that's it. That is the indicator to come in off the slick tyres and put on the intermediate. Maybe even the wet tyre if it gets that bad, but I don't think so. I don't think they'll need it, depending on how bad the rain. What did I do? Yeah. It is all my fault. It's not over yet though. So the rain could see a bit more drama for us yet, and we may even see another safety car. A Sorsok, wow, there it is. He gets caught out under braking and hits the wall. No damage, unfortunately, luckily. But MX and Jack Alacco are catching up. These guys have got some sort of dream pace in these interchangeable conditions there. As I think these three are going to be Constantinoing in, so it's going to be a battle in the pit lane then. A battle between the pit crews who actually all set the same pit lap, so it's not going to be much of a battle. But who will manage to get themselves out of the pit lane first? Is Sorsok going to come in? Of course he is. It's wet, it's raining, he's going to want those intermediate tyres as Jack Alacco is past MX coming into the pit lane, but he's overshot it. I reckon he'll get penalised for that for sure. 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane then. That is unfortunate for Jack Alacco. I'm not sure if he'll serve it here. Yeah, the rain is a lot of fun. I do love a wet race. I hope Tier 1 has the same sort of conditions on Friday. So Jack Alacco then managing to get himself up into P1. So a bad race going to even worse to far better, as he's going to be leading the race now as he comes out of the pits, and barring any more safety cars and barring well, as long as MX gets himself a penalty as well to match that 5 seconds, or Jack Alacco pulls out 5 seconds, Jack Alacco could get himself a win here, which should be a great way to finish off his races. He's not had the best of times. Rain on Friday. Tier, you would love the rain on Friday, mate, I'm telling you. If you don't win, I'm going to be very disappointed. Right then, Harass is going to be looking to make up ground as he's caught onto the back of Sorsok, who has really lost out during the pit stops. As Hephaestus has also got himself back into this race. Could we see another Hephaestus podium? Let's have a look at penalties. Yes, we could. This could be another Hephaestus podium. Incredible. Hephaestus then, with no helmet on, still could get himself another podium. This would be amazing for him, as he hasn't had the best one. As Close Panzer has now DNF from this session. That is half the grid now out of this race, I think, as another safety car has come out. So there it is. I don't think anybody will come in. They've only just put these tyres on. Let's see what people do as his safety cars come out then. Arbor Evening, yeah. sometimes that's just the way it goes in Formula One. Max Barwick, it is a shame. I've been there too many times to count now. But all it is, mate, is I think the best way to go about racing is, you know, you may be racing for points, you may be racing to get yourself on the podium, you may be racing to win, but all that kind of doesn't have the same effect if you're not having fun. So go out there, race, have fun, and hopefully that run of bad luck or that one terrible race sorts itself out as it gets better. Yeah, there you go. Advice with Sumo. I don't just do commentary. I must do life advice as well. Just go out and enjoy the things you do. I'm really rambling on tangents. The safety car. It's hard to talk during a safety car period. I think maybe I might get hold of a certain commentator who's just reached 500 subscribers to come and con with me one day. Perhaps we could talk about have a bit more to talk about there for everybody as probably Alex leaves the session. I don't know, I may get hold of him. I can't remember his name, like, I don't know, like Zach or something. I don't bloody know. I'm sure he'll be watching this or watching this later. Singapore. Oh. It's not quite pouring. It's just a light spritz at the moment. If they get the full wets out, then you can say Singapore. As I said, every qualifying session. So we're just waiting for Aaron to catch onto the back of the pack here. It might not be over for Aaron. He's not in the best place, but if he can make up some positions, then perhaps he could get himself up there. But it looks like at the moment, barring a bad start under safety car or any more penalties that have faced us, well, and pulling out a gap from the others, that have faced us, could see himself another podium. It would be great for him. He managed to get one in Austria last week. So if he can get one again, then that would be really great for the Alpine driver there. I'll say now while we're going under safety car, if you've not yet liked and subscribed, please do. It really helps out the channel a lot. I'm really getting into this commentary stick, and I hopefully want to stick around and do it for a little bit longer if I can. So all the likes and all the likes and the subscribes will help out the channel, of course. And I've got to mention our sponsor for tonight's race, Positive Perception Media Design Products. Please do go and follow him on Instagram. I had a look through some of his liveries on his page just before the race, and some of them look incredible on those GT cars. So please do go over there, check him out, check out the cool liveries that he himself has designed. They do look amazing. Want to be careful or you'll damage your floor. Always close the single door. Oh dear. Oh no, Hephaestus has left the session. Oh, commiserations. I hope he can get himself back in before the restart. Right then, so Jackalacco is going to be our effective safety car for this wet restart. I think the first one we've ever had in APPF1. Hephaestus for another penalty. That's his race over, I think. That leaving, and on top of another penalty, I think that's any shot of a podium gone for Hephaestus. That is really unfortunate for him. Absolutely gutted. It was nice to see him on the podium last week. It would have been nice to see him on there again, but there is still a few races. There is still 5 races left in the championship, so there's still time as Jack Alacco catches MX sleeping. No, not quite, not this time. MX has learned from the last 2 safety car restarts, so he's going to try and stay with Jacko. He's not going to have the advantage of DRS anymore, so it's going to be down to pure race pace as Sorsok gets past Hephaestus as well as Harass, as Hephaestus is trying to join back into the session, as it looks like he's managed to... No, he's still ghosted at the moment, I think. Yeah, he's still a ghost at the moment. That is very unfortunate. So MX is right on the back of Jack Alacco right now. The spray kicking up quite a bit, so we can't quite see everything that's going on right now. But there's only 4 laps left to go in this race, and the rain has no sign of stopping at the moment, and has neutralised this race to a certain point. Why is that turned off? I don't know. The gap has broken, everyone. The timing boards have broken. You know who's going to be enjoying this wet race? Bluey. Oh yeah. I hope he can get his rig cleaned in time for for Friday. a wet race at Singapore. Oh dear. Well, then, there shouldn't be any more safety cars as we get into this race. Unfortunately for Hephaestus, who's managed to get himself back into the into his car, but still hasn't put his helmet on, it looks. Oh, as he loses it a little bit there. Not any damage, but that is unfortunate for him. I can't quite tell where the gaps are at the moment. Hephaestus and RJ Blair. RJ Blair's just on the back of Hephaestus right now. It's going to be down to who can master these conditions, really. Harass is trying to get himself up past Sorsok here, and as long as MX can stay with Jack Alacco, MX is going to finish the winner of this race, I think. So Jack Alacco has got some work to do in these closing laps of the race if he wants to try and keep the lead. As we'll look at the penalties once again, as Jack Alacco managed to get himself a 5-second penalty, which would put him down into 3rd place. So we'll get a penalty, but Harass isn't too far off the back of Sorsok, so we'll keep an eye on that as the race closes. Oh, something's happened down there. Is that Hephaestus? That is Hephaestus into the wall. He's not enjoying these wet conditions, I don't think. Emiliano, 3 seconds through corner cutting. Aaron's going to get himself up past Hephaestus now. That is really unfortunate for Hephaestus. Lagging out of the session, getting damaged under the wet conditions. But what it's about at the end of the day is finishing the race. As long as you finish, you score points. A lot of the other, just under half of the field, haven't managed to finish the race, so they're not going to score any points this evening. It is a shame, but that is the nature of the APPF1 championships. Everybody gets points unless you don't finish. Bluey would love this. This is what he'll be dreaming of for the next couple of days until Friday. You want Singapore safety car? Oh, bloody hell. Jack Alacco is putting in some work. He is pulling away slowly from MX, but I think he's going to run out of laps. You know what, I'll keep a gap to the leader just so we can see what the penalty situation is like at the moment. I'll switch it back periodically to just look at battles. But I think everybody's kind of just spreading out at the moment, as everybody's trying to find their groove on these wet conditions, as it looks like QB has made it half of the grid now to not finish the race. That is unfortunate for him. Alpine would have been the only team to have a double points finish out of the current drivers. So that means they're going to lose a lot of points from... well, they're not going to gain as many points as they would have normally. Let's keep a gap on that leader. Jackalacco looks like he's firmly got himself P3, but he's going to still have to carry on that work to try and get away from MX, as Sorsok is slowly creeping up onto the back of MX. But he has a 6-second time penalty, so he has no chance of... he hasn't got much chance of getting himself up. And Harass is right on the back of him as well, so Harass is going to claim... it looks like Harass will claim... So I think Jackalacco will get P2 then. Because Sorsok will be demoted down to P4, maybe P5. Harass will be booted up, and then Jackalacco will be booted down past Max. So it'll be P2 for Jackalacco, which will be a good result for him, considering. So it looks like we're going to finish the race the way we started it, with Max, Jacko, and Harass being the top 3 there. I don't know why I'm switching through these guys. It's quite hard to switch to see what's going on really. The closest battle on track is between Sorsok and MX. Singapore is made all the more harder when the wet weather comes out. As you're really focusing on getting the best of the grip and the grip in the traction zones there, and finding as much of it as humanly possible, as you do not want to spin out in these final stages of the race. We're halfway through the penultimate lap now. Jackalacco still leads, but MX is going to get the win as long as he doesn't bin it. Jackalacco is going to get himself a podium, but Harass is falling back. It doesn't seem that Harass has the has as much pace as he had in the wet as opposed to the dry conditions. So perhaps Harass could lose a podium. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we come along to the end. The penalties are an interesting one. It will shake up the order a little bit. Poor Faceless down there. He's not even going to bother with the pits. He's gone onto... He's on the full wet tyres. He might have had another incident actually. Yeah, he's going to come into the pit lane again. Go on, Faceless. You can finish it, mate. Get yourself to the end. Get those points in. That's all that's going to matter at the end of the day. Alright then, Jackalacco has dropped a little bit back, so MX is caught up again a little bit. It was much closer to 3 seconds earlier, I think, but not much racing going on. Everybody just finding their groove and keeping the gaps. As it looks like Aaron has DNF from this session. That is unfortunate. I didn't curse him this time, but that is a shame for him. That is, let's have a look. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races out of this session. Out of the 15, that was the 16 that started on the grid there. That is unfortunate. Singapore really biting back against the guys in Tier 2 tonight. This race is looking a lot more like the first of the pre-season races in terms of drivers actually finishing. So Jackalacco is coming around the very wet and very twisty section in Sector 2 then. MX is going to take the win, but Jackalacco will get it on track as long as he can get himself to the finish line. Let's not curse him like we did Aaron. Sorsok is close on the back, but it looks like he will lose that position to Harass. Emiliano and the Faceless have penalties, but they're both far too back to really be in any sort of contention, so we're just got to close out this race now. Yeah, actually, despite all, Emiliano has had a really good race. P9 to P6. Great job from him. As Jackalacco then is going to come around the final corner. He's going to take the win on track. He'll be happy with the P2 he's going to get, as MX is going to come across the line for his second win in Tier 2. As Sorsok finishes third on track, but Harass is going to jump him on penalties, I think. Yes, he is. So that is your podium then. RJ Blair is going to round the final few corners. He is going to finish P5 maybe. Let's have a quick look at the penalties. As Emiliano's got 12 seconds, but he's way too far back off of a face to so. Excuse me. RJ Blair then, he'll round the corner. He'll finish P5 for AlphaTauri. Emiliano will eventually finish in P6 for Alfa Romeo. Looks like he might have wing damage, but a great race from him to go. He had a great qualifying and has managed to finish the race and get himself up at the P6. So that'll be, let's think, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15 points for Emiliano in P6 there. Aaron's still classified, so he may just score points there. And there we go, that is it. That has been Singapore. That has been a race of attrition for many of the drivers, as RJ Blair gets driver of the day, and rightly so. He did start way down in P15 and he managed to finish in P4, or is it 5? I think it was P5. Yeah, P5, as Sorsok got P4. So there it is, Jackalacco getting the trophy then, as the champagne is sprayed all over the already wet crowd at Singapore. An incredible race. Not in terms of action in wheel-to-wheel battling, but there was definitely enough action to feel certainly my plate, and I'm sure everybody else's, as we have another look at the final standings then. So, hey? Jackalacco won? I thought he had 5 seconds. Or did MX drop back? That might be one for the stewards to look at, but Jackalacco has apparently won somehow. We'll have a look in that, but as far as I'm aware, Jackalacco has won, but I think MX will get that. Well, that'll have to be checked over. But anyway, Jackalacco P1, MX P2, and Harass rounds off on the final step of the podium there. Great race for those guys. Sorsok and RJ Blair make the top 5. Emiliano and Hafiz Dassam round up the finishers for the race. Then we have Aaron QB, Close Panzer finishing off the top 10, and joining the likes of Gilbert, Pommy Alex, S-Man, Fishtech, Ginger Prince and TTV Max in not finishing the race. And then a very strange glitch there. I'm not exactly sure what has happened. Congrats to Jack for breaking the game. Yeah, massive bug. So it looks like MX should, in theory, get the win there. I'll have to keep an eye on that situation. I'm sure it will be posted. The race results, official race results, will be posted in a couple of days' time on the Facebook page and on Instagram, on AP's Instagram, of course. Yeah. So MX, your winner for tonight, then his second win in Tier 2, so he's going to cement himself at the top of the championship. And Williams not quite getting the... Well, not every team getting the max points they could have today, as not all of the... Only one driver... Yeah, only one new pairing of drivers has managed to finish the race this evening. Wow. Right then. As we close out the lobby, that is going to do it from me. Let's have a quick read. Don't want to spoil it, but my penalty was also a glitch. I was doing 31 in the pit lane and the 5-sec penalty for speeding. Limit is 37. Alright, looks like the stewards are going to be scratching their heads over that one for a little while then. So it could be that Jackalacco's got his first win in Tier 2. We'll have to check back in with the official race results when they are released on the social medias. But anyway, that is going to about do it for me tonight. I'm going to go rest my voice, have another cup of tea, and relax. I've got another early start for work tomorrow. But I hope you have enjoyed the action here in Singapore tonight. I certainly have for the most part. I enjoyed watching people go wheel to wheel through the twisting sections, and of course the rain coming out and mixing everything up is always a point for excitement, I suppose. Anyway, so join us, join me next week in Tier 2, as I believe, where are we going next week? I can't remember off the top of my head. We are going somewhere. We are going to Abu Dhabi next week. So join us then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in Tier 2. It'll be round 3, of course. We'll see if MX and Jackalacco can get themselves a win. And once again, thank you to I will get the name right off by heart eventually. Thank you again to Positive Perception Media Design Products for sponsoring the Tier 2 races. It's very much appreciated by myself and everyone else in the community. And like I say, please do go check out his Instagram page, as there is a lot of really cool designs on there for you guys to check out. Right then, I have been Sumo. This has been Tuesday Night Tier 2, and this has been Formula 1 2021 Codemasters video game. I will see you next week and throughout the week for following races. I hope you have enjoyed. Ta-ra for now. Bye bye.